Hello dear students, I welcome you back for lecture number 5 on the topic electric charges and field. So earlier in this topic we had studied charges, properties of the charges, Coulomb's law, and also we were able to understand what is an electric field. So if you remember, electric field is the space around the charge in which another charge is going to experience electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion. So in order to understand that space in much more better way, today we are going to study a concept of electric field lines. So electric field lines will give me a geometrical representation of electric field and how does it varies from charge to charge. So what is an electric field? Electric field is the path along which an isolated positive test charge moves or tends to move. Let me write what is electric field lines first. Electric field lines is the path along which an isolated positive test charge moves or tends to move. Now just understand what is electric field line. It is the path along which an isolated positive test charge is going to move or it tends to move. Now how to understand this? So if you remember, I had taken one charge plus Q where I called this charge as the source charge, and this charge was responsible to generate a space around it, and that space was responsible to create an electric field. So if one isolated positive test charge tries to encroach this space, this charge will experience electrostatic force of repulsion since both are positive, where this was the source charge and this was the test charge. Now what happens once this charge approaches this space? Definitely this charge is going to move away from this charge because of the Coulomb's electrostatic force of repulsion. So what does electric field lines is telling me differently apart from electric field? Electric field is the space around the charge, but electric field lines, these lines will give me the geometrical representation of the electric field strength. Now let us understand how. Just like our earth has an imaginary latitudes and longitudinal lines which helps me to locate the position of the any object. Similarly, electric field lines are also an imaginary lines which will give me the strength of the electric field. Now remember, there will be for two charges. For positive charge, electric field lines will be always radially outwards. It will be always radially outwards. And for negative charge, electric field lines, the direction of the electric field lines will be radially inwards. Now how to understand this? Suppose, let me erase this. Suppose I have one charger plus Q, and as I told you earlier, we will consider test charge as a positive charge only. So if this charge tries to encroach this source charge, what will happen? Definitely this charge will experience electrostatic force of repulsion. This charge will exert force on this. As a result, Q0 will be thrown away from its space. Similarly, if this Q0 was negative, then what would have happened? Instead of throwing away, this charge would have attracted him. Now look at this. Two different positions depending upon the nature of the charges. Initially it was positive, so these electric field lines were directed outwards, and then if it becomes negative, then as a result Coulomb electrostatic force of attraction will comes to play and this charge will be pulled radially inwards. So for positive charge, electric field lines will be always directed radially outwards, and for negative charge it will be always directed radially inwards. Okay, now in exam they may ask you to draw an electric field lines for system of charges or a single charge. Let me give an example. So have you understood why for positive charge it will be always radially outwards? Because I am considering a test charge as a positive charge, and for positive test charge it will be always radially outwards. For negative charge it will be radially inwards. So suppose if I have a charger plus Q and I enclosed it. So what will be the direction of the electric field lines? It will be radially outwards. So in electric field definition, what we have studied, it had assumed one space, and that space now we are representing in the terms of lines, and that lines may be radially outwards or inwards, depends upon the what kind of charge it. If it is plus, it will be radially outwards. Suppose if I have a minus charger, then these electric field lines will be pointing radially inwards from that electric field lines, electric field definition. So again it had assumed one kind of space which was known as electric field, and that electric field now we are representing in terms of electric field lines. So for negative charge, they are always pointed radially inwards. For positive charge, they are always pointed radially outwards. So this is for an isolated charge or a single charge. Suppose if I have two charge system, what will happen? See students, if this is two charges are there, plus Q and one more plus Q. Now both are positive. So as per definition, what will happen? These electric field lines will always point radially outwards. So outwards, here outwards, here outwards, outwards, here also outwards. Similarly, even this charge will be always radially outwards. So two electric field lines will never intersect, because they will never intersect. See, are they intersecting? No, because both are positive charge, so they will be always pointing radially outwards. If this was negative, suppose if this was negative, what would happen? Whatever electric field lines are coming here, it will be attracted towards this negative, because from positive it will be always going radially outwards, and even this is a charge, and this charge will be responsible for electric field, and if there are electric field, then it will also have electric field of lines, electric field lines. So whatever lines are generated due to this negative charge, they will be also directed inwards only. So will you be able to draw any diagram for any number of charges? Because this they may ask for 1 mark. So you should be able to draw the electric field lines for negative charge, or the system of positive and negative charge, or both the two charges. If you look keenly into the diagram, and we'll come back to the properties. What I wanted to tell you is that, see, two electric field lines will never intersect, and they will never form a loop. You can get through this diagram, or else they will meet at a common point which will be tangential to the direction. So have you understood this? Okay. So one by one we are going to study the properties of the electric field lines. So this is most important question which is frequently asked in the exam. What are the properties of the electric field lines? So write the title, properties of electric field lines. In some textbook you will find it as written as electric lines of forces. It is also known as electric lines of forces. Both are one and the same, okay? So in some textbook you will find written as electric lines of forces. So one by one we are going to study the properties of the electric field lines. So first properties, you can guess it now. So what they are telling is, electric field lines are the geometrical representation of electric field lines. Electric field lines are the geometrical representation of electric field strength. So first property is very clear. What we are doing, we are just systematically representing electric field. We know that electric field is a space, but we cannot define that space with one proper diagram, whether it is circle, whether it is sphere, whether it is square, rectangle or triangle. So in order to avoid that confusion, we have developed a concept of electric field lines, which will give me the geometrical representation of electric field strength. So more number of lines indicates the charge, the field is quite intense, or the charge is big or stronger in nature. So first thing is what? Electric field lines are geometrical representation of electric field strength. So it indicates if any charge, see plus Q, this has a magnitude of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and one more charge 2.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now you can tell me Q1 is greater or Q2 is greater? Definitely Q2. So this charge will tends to have stronger electric field lines compared to this. So first definition is very clear, or first characteristic is very clear, that electric field lines will give me the geometrical representation of electric field strength. Okay. Second property, can you guess? We have seen. So electric field lines, I'll just write field lines now. Electric field lines originate. Where do they originate? Originate at positive terminal and terminate at negative terminal. Now, as you have seen earlier only, the electric field lines will originate at positive terminal and they will terminate at negative terminal. So you have seen that for plus Q, the electric field lines will be always radially outwards. So they are originating from positive and they will terminate at negative terminal. Are you understanding? Second property. So electric field lines originate at positive terminal and terminate at negative terminal. Third property. Also we have seen it. Electric field lines never intersect with each other. Electric field lines never intersect with each other. So you draw any diagram for any complex number of charges, you will always find that two electric field lines will never intersect, because just imagine one line is coming from here, one line will be coming here at one common point P. So from this common point again they will split into two different directions. So tangentially, which is not possible. So you should always take care that two electric field lines will never intersect. Okay, two electric field lines will never intersect. Then from this one you can make one more conclusion. Electric field lines do not form a closed loop. Electric field lines do not form a closed loop. I'll show it here. Now, what is a loop? Loop is a closed path stressed by a body. Now, suppose there is one charger plus Q and there is one more charger minus Q, or I'll take this plus Q only. So these electric field lines will be radially outwards from here as well as from here, and from here as well as here. So are they forming any closed loop? Loop is something like this, right? Any closed path stressed by a body is form a loop, closed, that is called as loop. So can you see any closed path formed here? No. If I take even minus here, whatever line is coming from here, it will terminate here only. There is no chance of coming back from negative and forming one kind of loop here. So always take care that electric field lines will never form a closed loop. Is that clear? Then what is the next property? Electric field lines, next. Electric field lines pass normally to the surface of the conductor. So next property, electric field lines will pass normally to this from the surface of the conductor. So suppose this is the conductor which has n number of charges. So if it has a positive charge and negative charge here, then electric field lines will be radially outwards, which will be normal to the surface of the conductor. Yes or no? Now when I say normally, the angle created here is 90 degree from the surface where the lines are being originated. So electric field lines. So you can guess whatever electric field lines, they are emerging out, and how they are emerging out? Normally by making an angle theta. As a result, the net electric field inside the spherical conductor will be always 0. That is also one of the property that you can add. Then one more property you can write here, sixth property. Field lines, electric field lines are crowded. Electric field lines are crowded near the region of stronger electric field. Near the region of stronger electric field. So next property, electric field lines are strong. Electric field lines are crowded near the region of stronger electric field. Common sense, right? If there is one charge which has a huge magnitude, which has more lot amount of charge compared to a small charge, maybe 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So the charge with 10 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb compared with 1 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, the 10 will have stronger electric field, and since that charge has a stronger electric field, the electric field lines also will be more crowded there. Yes or no? So this property is very simple to understand. What they are telling is, wherever the charge has a big magnitude or a large magnitude or the strong magnitude, he will have the larger space around it. As a result, it will have strong electric field lines, and the electric field lines will be much more crowded where the electric field is stronger, and the electric field lines will be less crowded where the weaker electric field we have. Okay. Then next, one more property you can add. So next property, in exam you are expected to write any 5 properties. Okay. Electric field lines are parallel in the region of uniform electric field. So next property is also quite straightforward. What they are telling is, electric field lines will be parallel where there is electric field uniform. So you know, I think I had discussed uniform electric field. What is uniform electric field? The force experienced on the test charge at all points, if it is equal, then the field is said to be uniform. If the force experienced on the test charge is different at different points, then I call that field is non-uniform. So electric field lines are parallel where there is field whenever the field is uniform. Okay. So students, now let us study a concept of electric flux. Now electric flux is nothing but the total number of electric field lines passing normally to the given surface. So basically electric flux is giving me the idea about the density of the electric field lines. So it is quite similar to the electric field lines, but here we are considering an area. So how many lines are passing, electric field lines are passing over a given area, that will give me what? Electric flux. So how you write that in words? So electric flux, it is denoted by a letter phi. Electric flux over a given surface is the total number of electric field lines passing normally through the given surface. So basically electric flux is nothing but the total number of electric field lines passing normally to the given surface. So it is telling me the density of the electric field lines. Let us understand how. If I have a charger plus Q1 which has a magnitude of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Another charge plus Q1 which also has a magnitude of 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Imagine if this charge is confined within a space or within an area of 1 meter square, and this charge is confined or constrained within the area of 3 meter square. Now both charges have same magnitude 1.6 as well as 1.6 here, but this charge is constrained within the area of 1 meter square, and this charge has been constrained, or I would say restricted, within the area of 3 meter square. So definitely they will give rise to electric field lines over this much area, and this will also give rise to the electric field lines. Now you tell me where will be the flux maximum. Here the both side charge is same, but area is different. Here since the area is smaller, flux will be more. So electric flux is nothing but total number of electric field lines passing over the given surface area. So have you understood what is electric flux? So electric flux is denoted by phi. Can you tell me what is SI unit of electric flux? So students, flux is denoted by phi, and phi is calculated what? Total number of electric field lines passing normally to the given surface, EDS cos theta. Okay, where E is the electric field, delta S is the given surface area, and theta is the angle between the electric field and the normal. Now, what is the SI unit of this electric field? Newton per coulomb. Delta S area meter square. So SI unit is what? Newton per coulomb meter square. Electric flux is the scalar quantity. It is the scalar quantity. When does the flux will be maximum? Phi. When the electric field and the normal are parallel to one another. That is, if theta is equal to 0 degree, that is cos 0 will be what? 1. At that time, phi will be how much? E delta S. So, when the electric field and the normal are parallel to each other, then flux will be maximum. And when the flux will be minimum? When they are perpendicular to one another, and cos 90 will be what? 0. As a result, phi will be 0. Phi minimum and here phi maximum. Flux is said to be positive. Flux is said to be positive if electric field lines are radially outwards. Radially outwards. And flux is said to be negative if electric field lines are radially inwards. So this much you have to remember regarding the flux. So today what all we have studied? We have studied electric field lines. What is electric field lines? It is the path along which an free isolated positive test charge moves or tends to move. So for positive charge, electric field lines will be radially outwards, and for negative charge, electric field lines will be radially inwards. So you should also be able to understand or remember the properties of the electric field lines, that they do not intersect, they originate at positive terminal and terminate at negative terminal. Then they are the geometrical representation of the electric field strength. Then two electric field lines will never intersect, they do not form a closed loop, and electric field lines are always normal to the given surface. These all properties you have to remember. Electric field lines are crowded in the region of stronger electric field. And moving forward, we studied a concept of electric flux, which is denoted by phi. So what is electric flux? It is nothing but the total number of electric field lines passing normally to the given surface, which is denoted by phi. And how you measure? E delta S cos theta. SI unit is Newton per coulomb meter square, which is again a scalar quantity. When the electric field and the normal are parallel to each other, then flux will be maximum. That is theta equals to 0 degree. Then flux will be maximum. And in case when they are perpendicular to each other, then theta will be 0. As a result, flux becomes 0 or flux becomes minimum. That's it. Flux is said to be positive when the electric field lines are radially outwards. So for positive charge, and for negative charge, radially inwards. So we'll stop it here, and in next concept we are going to study electric dipole and the derivation for the electric field due to dipole along the equatorial line and axial line. Okay, thank you.